Happy Tuesday.
Happy.
It's very trippy.
Post Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we were just talking about our barbecue eating buns.
Barbecue fun.
We got wider, and Kate's asking us to sit closer together, but
There's only so close that we can get. I went to I think I went to 3 or 4 barbecues.
Are you serious?
Not all yesterday.
Over the 3 days.
Over the 3 days. Well, most
like
yesterday.
On Sunday was sucked.
Oh yeah, there was no barbecue that day.
Yeah.
So 3 barbecues.
Yeah, I know. I went to barbecue last night, and they had a Twinkie cake. I live for Twinkies.
Oh
remember 2 or 3 years ago when they were going to stop production
Yes.
on them, and I was going to go to all of
Aren't those the
supermarkets.
If you have what's it called? They don't go bad.
No,
so
they probably last for 10 years.
You're supposed to put them in your.
God knows what they're made of that they can actually last that long.
That's what you're supposed to have is your emergency food.
What's an emergency food? So it was Twinkies stacked on top of each other with a layer of chocolate frosting in between, and then they're completely covered with Cool Whip.
Oh my god, that's insane!
I had more than one serving. I won't say how many, but
so off topic.
But I was I won't eat hot dogs and hamburgers. But I'll just eat the Twinkies. So I felt better about myself. Anyway, that's not why we're here
today. Not
why
we're here at all. We're a little off topic today. But we're happy to be answering a very quick couple of Ask the Experts questions today. We've gotten a couple that we wanted to address. One of them is time sensitive. Thanks to Downtown Decorators for shouting us out.
And asking, hi.
Hey, girl. So we can get to you first since you're here. So Downtown Decorators asked about painting trim colors. Does it always need to be the same, the crown, base, window trim, etc.? And the answer is no. Of course, they don't always need to be the same.
Right.
There's always exceptions to every rule. Typically, they are the same. But I guess what we want to know from you, is there something that you're trying to highlight? Do you have an issue that you're trying to resolve?
Are the moldings great? Are they chunky? Do they have detail to them? Or are they more so builder grade, very minimal, that you don't necessarily have to highlight?
Right. So let us know your thoughts on that. I mean, generally, if they're Virginia's saying, where it is minimal and it's not something you want to call attention to, we often even just paint the same wall color as the trim.
That's right.
Because we don't necessarily want to draw attention to it. But on the other hand, if it's awesome,
right,
an old architecturally beautiful detail, that we want to highlight it.
Right. And sometimes we won't even, we'll contrast, and sometimes not with the tried and true white.
I was just going to say, we never use white. I don't know the last time we've used
a
white.
Very long time.
Our current favorite is Feather Down by Benjamin Moore. We've used it so many times recently. Love it.
Yeah, we actually just even did it at the show house that we have going on right now. And when I was there last week, a woman walks in and she's like, "That's the color trim I've been on the hunt for forever. It's not yellow, it's not stark white, it's a gray in between."
And it was perfect for us for that, because we didn't know, we weren't 100% sure which wallpapers we were going to be able to use, so we had to pick the trim color before the wallpaper.
Right, totally.
Which is never how we would ever do it. But that's what we did, and it luckily worked out for all 3 of those rooms. So it really was kind of a chameleon, made everything work.
Right. Or even if you go really all neutral on the walls. Remember we did an Instagram post. You actually had posted that a few weeks ago, where they had the walls were neutral, if I remember correctly, but the mullions and the window frames were all this pretty yellow.
Oh yeah,
that was so dynamic, and that I think that transformed.
But the interior there was super simple. I think it was just all white furniture.
Right. That's kind of what I remember as well.
Right.
Ingo Inc. wants to know which show house.
Oh, thanks for asking. So it's called the Metro Designer Show House, and it's sponsored by Aspire magazine, and it's being held in Edgewater here in New Jersey in the new construction building called the Glass House. So we'd love for you to check it out. We did an entire apartment there. We're really proud of it. So please do check that out. So did Jacqueline answer yet?
Not yet. Jacqueline.
Girl, we're trying to help you.
Anyway, Jacqueline is a designer as well, and she is gut renovating her home in Rutherford, New Jersey. And follow her. Hashtag GutRenoGirl. It's awesome. So shout out to her.
Yes, love her.
She
She's doing
says
great
thank you.
things.
Okay,
Aw.
good.
Good. All right, so like Jessica said before, this is sort of a very brief version of our Ask the Experts, but we want to keep you guys satisfied.
And also, if you're joining us on Instagram, this is our first time doing
That's
this on
true.
Instagram. We have a few that we've done on Facebook, so pop over to our Facebook page, which is at Toledo Geller, and you can see the old episodes.
Yes, and those were lengthy, and we covered a lot of ground
Yes.
on those. So.
And if you're totally new and you have a question that you want us to answer, please email us. You'll see we're going to read an email from somebody, and she sent us photos with very specific questions, and we're going to, dive into it and help her out with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Jacqueline says, I love gray trim, just don't love it on my black windows.
Okay.
Are they like steel windows?
Okay. So that's, I mean, again, it depends on the bigger picture.
So maybe she's wanting to do, because she can do something simpler on the window frame and do the gray
On your base
specifically on your base and ceiling,
Right.
or crown.
Totally. Yeah. That's a whole other thing we didn't even talk about
Right.
that, where all of your trim doesn't have to match either.
Right.
So if that's where you're feeling a little tension because you have these steel windows or dark aluminum windows or what have you, and
Black
the gray.
casement.
black
casement.
So, which is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So in fact, it's
Didn't
almost
know that.
like, in fact, if the trim is gray, it feels like it's taking away from how
it,
special
totally.
the windows are. And you've obviously paid a premium for those sort of windows, so you want those to stand out. So go really neutral, white, whatever that is, around the windows, and still keep the fun contrasting trim on the
Crown and the base.
on the crown of the base.
And it would
That's a
also,
good
there's
solution.
definitely times where it would make sense to just do the base or just do the crown. And
Yeah.
you don't have to have everything match.
That's right. Those are old rules.
Door casing, everything.
Yeah. We've done it even where it's just the
Yes,
Yeah,
when we
it's-
like highlighted around in the boys' bedrooms.
it was blue. I
It was
think
blue. It was so
Yeah.
cool. So we just did like the base, up the door casing, and around, but it didn't do the window
Right.
frame.
Because then it got a little just too hokey with
Right.
the color we were using. So
That was
I think
good.
that's a good solution.
Totally.
All right, so hopefully that helps you, Jacqueline, and thanks for asking the question. We love this. Okay, so we're gonna hop into an email we got from someone asking about her bedroom, her master bedroom. So she's done her kids' rooms and she's awesome. Her name is Carolyn. So she writes, here's my decorating dilemma. How do I add color to my bed with a patterned rug, and what to do with windows? So we're going to share some of the photos that she sent in to us, and hopefully you guys will get a really good view of it. So I'm going to start with the overall, and we're simulcasting, right? That's the fancy word. On various channels. So we have lots of screens going on, so I'm just going to kind of go around and show you all.
She's the Vanna White.
I'm the
of
Vanna
the
White.
firm.
So there's this window with these mini nightstands and some table lamps. Okay, and you can see that's an upholstered headboard, some in a neutral color, white bedding with very simple embroidery, sort of antique-y looking table lamps. And I'm going to show you another view of the other side of this room with a dresser and a chest of drawers. And she has gray walls. And lastly, a zoomed in picture of the rug that she's referring to that has all of this color and pattern to it. So anything I've showed you right now hasn't had any color or pattern, but this is where this piece is what's sort of throwing her off. So it's a very dark foreground, and then it has this sort of rose color, gold and blue. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful to you all.
And by the way, if we have any video people out there watching this, if you have an idea of how we can share these images without having to get up and walk around, please reach out.
Sure, there has to be a better way in 2018. But this is how we know how to do it, so this is how we're gonna roll.
Right. We're still really in the dark ages with some of this technology stuff. Even the fact that we have 3 screens in front of us is mind-boggling.
Right. Because we got
That's not our forte.
No, not at all. But we're really good at renovations and interior design, so that's why we're here and doing this. All right, so Miss Carolyn, we think that you don't focus on the bed here. Your bed is not where you want to bring in the color here.
We almost always just want white on the bed.
That's crisp.
I can't remember the last time we had color or something like a really bold pattern on a bed. Sometimes we'll do a color detail,
Right.
Like
Her bedding.
the bedding your bedding already has with that blue.
Mm-hmm.
We like that. We like to keep the bed really clean, and that doesn't mean it has to be stark white. It doesn't have to be pure white. It can be oatmeal gray.
Sure.
But we like to go neutral, not a bright color, because it's the biggest surface in your room. So you if you walk into the room, you're gonna see this big flat canvas.
Yeah, and it'll totally
It's just gonna
overwhelm.
your eye's just gonna go right there, and it's like. It's like those pictures. Whenever we take pictures
I know what she's gonna say right now. I know what she's gonna say.
of bedrooms where the camera and at Jacob Snavely, if you're listening, you'll get a kick out of this.
He's gonna be like, yes, I know exactly.
When the way that the camera angle is with the beds, it's like Virginia can't stop focusing on the coming out of the bed. It looks like it's gonna eat her.
She
She
has
has
a tongue,
an
like
issue
a tongue,
every
just flapping out, and it bothers the crap out.
But if your bed is let's say you went with a bright blue bedspread, that's what's gonna give you the same thing.
effect. Same effect. So no to the color on the bed. We get what you're saying, and that you're trying. You feel there's this disparity where there's all of these blocks of color, and then this rug is sort of sucking everything out of the room. So instead, like we just said, maintain the white on the bedding. If anything, what we've been doing pretty often now is doing a really long, almost like body pillow length across the back.
And the Little Design Shop has awesome pillows
On
that
Etsy.
do just that. She's on Etsy, but she has a regular
okay.
storefront too. I guess it's littledesignshop.com. If I'm getting that wrong, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll figure out how to make notes in this.
Yes.
But it's long lumbar pillows of that size, and she's got several different colors, and I'm pretty sure she might be able to customize a few things for you. So check that out.
Yeah, and so work with the colors that are in that rug that were the blue or the rose color. That would be really pretty. And so again, all of it white. Keep the long pillow along the back. Bring in the color that way. And we really think you need to pay attention to the lamps and the lamp shades. Though if you paired blue lamps,
Right,
blue
a ceramic.
exactly.
Done.
A pair of blue ceramic lamps on either side of that bed would make a huge difference. I mean, there are some space planning issues with the room, and we don't know if there's room on the wall that's perpendicular to your bed, Caroline. If you could
Opposite this window.
right, if you could rotate the bed, that would give you larger nightstands. Things will feel a little bit more balanced, but we don't know what's going on that side. If you're watching and want to let us know, please feel free to do so. But if you do have to maintain this sort of configuration with the furniture, then even more reason to make those nightstands really pop with appropriate lamps on them.
And then window treatments.
Yeah.
Even if you just do a really simple shade but embellish it with some trim, you can bring in some of the color that way too.
Yeah.
So it could be the blue again, it can be one of those redder tones, which would be really pretty. Something that will give a little bit of a pop of color, because the color doesn't need to be bold and everywhere for
That's
it to
such a
give
good
you that. We always say when we look at pictures and we're like, oh, that's a purple room, but really there was a purple pillow and a purple flower arrangement,
it's so true.
and we're like, no, it's a completely neutral room.
And
but
that's
the
what people-
tiny little dose made it
Ourselves
feel
included.
right. Us totally.
Yeah, it's that's a great point. And please stay away from pattern on these
Please.
Window
She's
treatments.
like, I beg you.
And we love pattern. We're big proponents of it. But because of the location of the windows relative to where your bed is, it's not the normal sort of setup. You don't want to highlight that those things aren't necessarily in the perfect location. And if you highlight the windows with patterned window treatments,
you're calling attention to the wrong place.
Exactly. So you want to hide that. I mean, in fact, if you could forego a shade on this back window and do drapes along that whole back
That
wall,
would soften everything.
that
And
definitely
we
would.
mean almost
End to end.
end to like right in front of where the window trim starts,
right.
and then same on the other side. So you're really covering a lot of this sheetrock in back of the bed.
Exactly. Yeah, and it would really
Or
create
plaster.
a pretty backdrop to your bed as well. And then you can play with. I mean, if we want to go there, then do sconces that come out from the other sides of the. Were you thinking that?
That's
I
why I
was
was
just-
staring at that before. I was like, sconces.
Like, I don't know if you're seeing that, but again, like at the extreme ends, instead of having the table lamps, then you could do sconces, and they could kind of even peer through the drapery, and you see, and that's why we go crazy, and we just
No.
it's a snowball effect. But that could be something you could consider. It would really transform this
Yeah.
room.
That would be awesome.
And then just take it one step further. She has all of that like honey-colored cabinet furniture, the dresser and the chest of drawers and the nightstands. Too much of the same. It's all very sort of matchy.
Right.
So you should have at least one of those components painted. Definitely. And it doesn't have to be a bold color. It could be a
Like an
neutral.
oatmeal kind of color.
An
would be
oatmeal
pretty.
color would be really pretty here.
Or even like pick up that really dark color that's in the back of the area.
that would be really chic.
And you can then more place to add color. Go to like Anthropologie and get some drawer knobs.
Right.
You get a teeny tiny little dose of color right there, like little punctuation
Right.
on the dresser front. So try going either light or dark could work.
Right.
But dark could be really sharp.
Right. Whatever's going to be a really nice a good contrast to what you have. Either of those would work. I think that would hopefully it will solve. We gave you more than you asked for, so
No.
hopefully we didn't overwhelm you.
And then like as you're like it's a snowball effect, and this was supposed to be 7 minutes, and I'm sure we're well over 7 minutes.
About how
but-
many minutes are we in at this point, Kate?
Can't tell.
A lot more
a
than
lot more
seven.
than 7, right?
Okay.
But that's us for you.
We're
We can't stop
passionate
talking.
about it.
We are.
We get into it and we can't stop.
We get excited about helping you with your
We do.
furniture and decoration needs.
So please keep them coming. This is always a really fun time for us, and we've gotten such great feedback, which is why we want to keep doing this. And there's obviously a need. The emails keep coming in, the direct messages, the text messages from family and friends.
You can message us at Toledo Geller on Instagram or Facebook, or send us an email to info@toledogeller.com. And we will look forward to hearing from you and helping you with some of your decorating needs.
Yeah, so and put those notifications on for our IG. I believe it works the same way for Facebook, not certain about that. But just so that you, like today we did this sort of impromptu.
Like last minute decided, we've got a question, let's help them out.
Right. Where previously we've been scheduling these things out a week in advance to, give you all a chance to clear your calendars or whatnot. So, and most of these things on Facebook you can replay them like you mentioned earlier. Not the same for
I think they disappear on Instagram.
Yeah. So anyway, but like we said, we're simulcasting, so we'll be on a variety of things. Anyway, such a good time with you all. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
We can do our new handshake.
What was it? Wait.
Yeah, let's go this way.
This way.